You're going to love it. From Bell+Howell, this is the rechargeable handheld power scrubber. Now, this is going to make cleaning super easy because it does the work for you. Take a look at this unit. It has a powerful rotating head here that's going to be able to help you clean the kitchen counters, clean the shower, the sink, the windows, and so much more. And it is rechargeable. There's nothing that you need to do to be hooked up to a wall. You just hold it in your hand and you let it go to work for you. Great sale price today, $23.99 on a hot deal, and free shipping and handling. If you want to grab it on FlexPay, we do have that as well. It's going to be $8 for you to get home to get the cleaning unit that you are just going to fall in love with. Guess who's with us, everybody? Chad Allen is in the house. Chad, I was so happy to see that. I was like, oh, we got something dropped in and it's Chad.
That's right. I love this. Bell+Howell, you know, company that's been around since 1907, making quality products at reasonable prices. We're talking about a power scrubber that goes 300 rotations a minute. 300 scrubbies going to work for you each and every minute. Now, all the bowls you'll see are just soap and water. I'm going to set this down because I want to show you just a couple of things. This is my glass cooktop, right? The hardest surface probably to clean in our home. Watch what happens if I just apply a little bit of the Scrub-tastic Express. I'm not using any muscle. I'm not using any sort of strength. Not losing my breath. I can talk to you. It's doing all the work for me. I'm not moving my hand. It's scrubbing and doing all the heavy lifting. 300 rotations a minute. Now imagine if I use this for 300 times a minute. That won't work. But what if I did that and I take my little rag here and I just do like this and I get it. You can see how clean it is. Now, if I were at home, I'd probably get my rag wet and I would just make sure it was perfectly clean with my towel, getting all the things from the scrub brush. But take a look right there at that scrub brush. You can see how it picked up all the dirt, the grime, the debris. Super clean or super quick and easy to use. But now look at it. I basically cleaned it in 1 second. Because of the 300 rotations a minute, I'm able just to dip my head back into the soapy water, and then it's clean for me and I can move on to my next surface. And so when you're talking about reasons to have one of these, well, first of all, it's freestanding.
Oh, look at that.
There are so many on the market, and I've looked at lots of them, and because when Bell+Howell was bringing this to the market, we do our research. We spend a lot of time doing our research. And when we said, you know, they got to be in a closet, they got to be put away, they can't be where you have access to it. When I'm able to put that just like this and have it underneath the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink, that means in a second I can pick it up and I can grab it. And by the way, one button to turn it on, one button to turn it off. You charge it underneath. It has this rubberized cover here. When you pull that back, it has a USB-C. And it has a little light. And so if it ever starts to run out of juice, which it has a 90-minute runtime, which is insane. If you're cleaning for 90 minutes, bless your heart. And then if all I gotta do is turn it on, do this and watch, just soap and water. Now you can use your InstaClean, you can use your Earth Bright, you can use anything you want. And it doesn't matter, I can press down super hard. I'll never be able to stop those bristles. What does that mean? That means the toughest, the quickest, cleanest mess I can make. If the kids come home from school and they dump everything all over the counter, and it's sticky, and then you're not able to get back to it for an hour because you're making dinner and you're like, I'll get to that in a second.
Or we didn't see it because they did it and didn't tell anyone. That's kind of the case in my house,
Also
but yes.
True. Then this comes to work for you, and because it does, look at that, because it does all the work for you, you're not messing with it for a long time. You get it underneath the kitchen sink. It's called the Express. You can see how you just cleaned versus not cleaned. But what I'm not doing is, and then you saw the dirt, what I'm not doing is pulling out the big heavy cleaners with the chemicals to clean my oven. I'm able to use soap and water. Why? Because this is the muscle. This is the cleaner. You can use whatever you want. I'm not going to deter you from using your favorite cleaner.
Right.
But what I am going to tell you is if you're able to use just soap and water, we all know that's better for us.
Right. Well, and can I tell you, like, I have little hands. I always tell you we have little hands and T-Rex arms. And I can hold this in my one hand. I have one, maybe you're at home right now and you've had one that has like a big pole attached to it. Can I tell you, and you probably could resonate, it's heavy.
Yes.
And it's not maneuverable, right? This is what I want, to be able to hold it in my hand so that I can get to all of those hard to reach places and not feel fatigued from cleaning. I mean, this is incredible. Remember, $8 gets this home. Try it out for 30 days. I mean, you can. If you then feel like, you know what, this isn't doing what I need it to do, you can return it. But I promise you, when you get it home, you're not gonna believe how powerful. It's small but mighty, Chad. Chad. And for $8 to get home, $23.99 and free shipping. Yes. What a deal.
You could pull out the big ones if you want. You can pull out the ones with the extension poles, assuming I own them. I have purchased them.
Oh, you had it too?
Yes, and I'll tell you, and we always do that at Bell+Howell. If we're coming out with something, we make sure we scour the market. We find out what everyone's doing. We make sure we make it better. We read the customer reviews, not just on ours, but on everybody's, to figure out what America wants. What are we not happy with? What do we want to change? The pole one, everyone put it in their linen closet, or their pantry, or their utility closet, and then they never pull it back out. They never actually use it. Everyone was writing, can I have one that just fits underneath the kitchen sink, that fits into the drawer, that has all the same power without the cumbersome bigness of it?
Look at that.
Before, after. It's perfectly clean. Now this could be your porcelain, your tile, your linoleum, your wood floors. I keep using that same dirty soapy water on point, right? For a point, I should say, because I don't want you to think when you get this home, oh, it's because Chad's using Earth Bright. It's because Chad's using his cleaner. This is soap and water. There's nothing on that brush head. Muddy footprint from the dog coming in or the kids coming in. Gone in a matter of a second. I just get up the water so it doesn't go all over the studio floor. But you'll notice here, I always want to go like this with it.
But you don't have to, right?
You don't have to. It's going to do 300 rotations a minute.
300.
You know when you used to, like, we used to sell, we still sell, electric toothbrushes.
Yeah.
And we always talk about the manual toothbrush, can you brush your teeth that fast?
Right.
No. And so when you know better, you do better. The same thing with the Scrubtastic Express from a company that's been around since 1907, delivering the power. You know how hard it is to get scuff marks off the floor?
Yes.
And we're talking about wood floors, okay? So if you have wood floors, what you don't want to do is get them soaking wet. And then what you don't want to do also is scratch them. And so what if I use the Scrubtastic Express to do the scrubbing for me in a safe and efficient way, a quick way. And now look, in a matter of seconds, you can see the scrub mark still here. I just take that.
Oh my gosh.
And now, not only is my fork cleaner, it's shined, it's protected, and it was just soap and water.
And you're not huffing and puffing.
Oh no.
And you're not, I know. Well, I mean, I think about that sometimes, right? We think we have to really, break our backs to be able to clean something. Now you don't have to. This will do the work for you. Remember, you are getting this home for $8 on a FlexPay today. And I want to let you all know we have a limited quantity. We only brought a certain number in, and we are already about halfway through that quantity. So once they're gone, they're gone. And Chad will tell us, Chad, we don't know if we're getting this back, right?
I don't think we are.
So you heard it from Chad. He does not think we are. So please don't miss out on this. Grab yours while we have them at this incredible price.
Yeah, we're talking about, again, 300 rotations a second, or a minute, I should say. It feels like a second because it's so fast, but it's 300 RPMs. A minute, 300 times. Now that bathtub, it was dirty. It's dirty all the way around. This is like meant to be the ring around the bathtub. And then all I did was take a quick little scrub to it, and it's gone. That whole ring is gone.
Look at that.
If you have hard water, rust, linoleum, things like that, the rust gets on your bathtub and it stains all your porcelain, your tile, your bathtub, your toilet, your sink. It ruins it over time. And so if you're able just to take something out like this, call the Express and get that cleanness. Now, what you notice also versus others versus ours, I'm not switching the heads 500 times.
This is true.
Normally, these come with very specific heads. And I can go up here to the tile. I can go down here to the chrome. It's not gonna scratch. It's not gonna mar. And then look what happens. I can get in the grout. I can get in the tile. I can do all of this quick, easily, and effectively just by using my Scrubtastic Express. Now, if you had told me 10 years ago that if I spent 20 bucks, I could have my own personal power scrubber that's rechargeable, no buying batteries, I would have laughed at you. This is where we're at today.
It really is incredible. And I think about too, Chad, so people who have sensitive hands, like my skin is sensitive. My husband, his skin literally breaks sometimes because of all these different cleaners and detergents that he's using. Now, he doesn't have to actually put his hands on cleaners. He can just hold this.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it's so good because, so if that's you, if you're like, I'm sick of getting cleaners all over my hands, getting them on a sponge, scrubbing away, and then you're basically scrubbing your skin. I know I've ruined manicures from having to do that. Now you don't have to. Let this do the work for you. Like Chad said, 300 rotations, what, per minute, Chad?
Per minute.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot, folks. If you're like, well, I don't know what that number means,
right,
relatively to life. Look, it fits in a drawer also, which is huge. This is 300 rotations a minute. You don't even have to, I'm telling you, that's a lot, okay? Imagine scrubbing yourself for 300 times every single minute. This is just soap and water. Now, I'm not using any cleaner. Now, I'm gonna go to the glass here, which can be your shower, which can be your windows, which can be anything that's covered in pollen or soap scum or just the nastiness. You guys were just cleaning a car outside. Maybe you want to work this on your tires. You can absolutely do that if you want to. We're going to call that good right there, just a couple of seconds in.
Oh my
and you
gosh.
can see in a matter of seconds why do I have clean versus dirty. You can't even really see me over here. It's because these bristles are tough, but they're soft enough to where you didn't see any scratches here.
No.
But what you notice is if I just get a little water and I just start to cut through it, it's because of 300 rotations coming to work for you. I didn't even go up all the way, but I can go up all around just like this. And I'm just doing small passes so I can still get you to see the after. I keep using that same dirty towel and that same dirty water, and I'm still able to get the results. If I'm able to do this on live TV, guys, this is this
that's
glass.
incredible. Chad, if you go to that side,
Okay, sure. Hi.
look, where's Chad?
Wait,
He's
Simi,
not here. Hold
come
on,
over.
hold on. Where are we? Where are we? Here we are. Here we are. I mean, that is how clean this is going to get it. And when people are understanding the power, Chad, and I want to remind everyone, when Chad's saying 300 times a minute, imagine trying to scrub something 300 times in a minute. My arm would probably be really toned, but very tired from doing that. This does the work for you. $8 gets this home, and you don't have to worry about buying batteries. You recharge this, and then you're good to go. And you could take this, I mean, you could take it outside with you to clean stuff out, you know, outside, right?
The grill,
maybe it's the chairs, the grill, all of that. I'm thinking about my car, Chad, and taking this and cleaning, like, you know, the car, well, not me, I'll make the kids do it. But
that's right.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this really is a game changer because it's handheld, it's lightweight. How much does it weigh, Chad? Do we know?
Gosh, less than a pound.
Less than a pound.
And I'll tell you something that the engineers, they made me focus on it for a second. It's really evenly weighted. And so in your hand, like I can rest it on one finger and it doesn't fall off. I'm just using that one finger like that. That means the head is not more weighted than the back. So when you actually grab your hand around it, and by the way, it's grippy there, and sorry that my head there is dirty, but when you have it in your hand and you go to use it, it doesn't feel like you need a lot of strength and doesn't feel like you need a lot of muscle, I should say. But let me just show you how you clean the head. I clean the head, just like that. Because when you dip it back in the water, the bristles don't hold on to the mess. Is that the right way to say it?
Right.
The bristles don't have a memory, or they're not porous to where they're not grabbing on to the material you're cleaning. And so you don't have to worry about having a separate one from the kitchen versus the bathroom. You can spray a little rubbing alcohol if you want to quickly sanitize it. But all you have to do is like this, because these messes are not next to an outlet. It's really hard to have something that's corded and that needs electric.
Oh my gosh, and then how are you getting to those hard to reach places with that? You're not, and I love that it's just one head. We don't have to worry about switching things out, moving them around. This is going to do, I mean, it's an all-in-one pretty much. It's gonna clean all of those areas.
What I like to say is it's not just one head, it's the right head.
Oh,
and so there are, well.
Such a good way to say it, Chad.
Well, only because, like I had, I don't know, let's say this, I had 3 or 4 of these in history that I bought from other companies before Bell+Howell made one. I've been a fan of a product like this for a long time. All I know is I never switched the heads because they wanted me to use a very specific head for very specific tasks. I said, guys, we need a universal head. Because I'll tell you what I'm not doing is switching out those heads. In fact, I can't find them. I've lost them. They're in the junk
drawer. They're in a bag
store.
somewhere.
And look, I just cleaned that head in a matter of seconds. So it's the right head with the right bristles, with the right toughness that doesn't scratch, at the right size, that's freestanding. And at the end of the day, it's the right price. And it's so easy. I know our producer has a daughter, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam said her daughter can do it.
I mean, yeah,
and, you know,
put the kids to work. Hey, listen, I'm not opposed to that, right? But it is so easy that they can do it and nobody's straining here. You know, if you find it hard to clean, maybe you have problems with your hands, maybe it's strength, right? You don't have to worry. You press the button and then you let it do the work for you. There is no work on your part to sit there and scrub. You saw Chad, he said he's not having to push it harder to make it clean better. All he has to do is turn it on and let it go to town.
That's exactly right. And you can, talking about the microwave, the plate, you saw those things. With the big ones, with the extension poles, you can't control those in a way that you can control this. You can't fit it into those tight spots like you can this. This is meant for living under the bathroom sink, the kitchen sink, the things like that. Let me show you all the tiles, because it doesn't matter the surface, it's never gonna hurt anything, never gonna mar, scratch, or ruin. Your tile, your linoleum, your porcelain, the toilet, the sink, the bathtub. From the kitchen to the bathroom, it doesn't matter where you use this. What you will do, though, is use it because it's the Scrubtastic Express. This is not one that's hard to use. How about the footprints down here on the tile? The dog comes in, the kids come in, they make a mess. The husband comes in from the garage, he makes a mess. You don't have to work very hard to clean up the mess. Now, a lot of us, as soon as we get it, we're gonna wanna go like this and really try to, you don't have to. Take it and just let it guide you. Let it do the work for you. Scuff marks are hard, or usually on your hands and knees. Wood is also a very different kind of surface to maneuver. You can't use everything that you want.
And we get scared that we're gonna scratch the wood, right? If we're not using the right thing.
Yes, and so like, I don't need to have a lot of hand strength either. And so if you're somebody who has dexterity issues, arthritis, if you want to give it to your mom or your grandma and you're like, oh, she doesn't have a lot of hand strength, she can't really grip a trigger, there is no trigger here. It's push it on, it stays on. You don't have to hold that button the whole time, which is important. And then when I want to turn it off, I just push that big rubberized button again. Because we're getting short on time, you charge it from underneath. It's a USB-C. You cover that back up. That's what makes it water resistant, so you can have it everywhere where there's water. And if you ever want to change out that head, because long story short, down the road, that does come off, and you can clean that separately if you want to, and then you just pop it right back on. You charge it back up. It lasts 90 minutes, but whether you're talking about the linoleum, the tile, the granite, the stone, I don't care what you have at your house, I can promise you this, Bell+Howell's been around 117 years. We've been making quality products for a long time. We've been here 14 years. We're in 99 countries now. We don't have the chance to do it wrong.
Right.
But what I do really want you to do is write a review, and you can upload pictures now. So I would love to see your mess on the HSN reviews.
And please, everyone, remember this hot deal price is not going to last. Chad brought us in a certain amount.
That's
We're
right.
already halfway through it. So if you wait on this, I can't guarantee it's going to be there later. Remember, it's not held in your cart. Make sure that you check out. $8 gets this home for something that is going to be a game changer in your cleaning routine. 904-504 is the item number. Free shipping and handling. Chad, it was so good to see you today.
Right.
Pleasant surprise.
I'll be back with
And this is
Tamara.
awesome too. I'm like, I need a new one as well.
Please,
yeah.
please.
All right, we're going to be right back.